Hi guys, and welcome on back to the survival project. And something really not so great has happened. So I didn't realise when we upgraded to the latest snapshot, which is 20 week 7A, I believe, something like that. It's 20 week 7. I don't know. Basically, we lost all of our villagers. So I've got no one working in here. Even though this was blocked off anyway, the two villagers that were in there for breeding have disappeared. And if we come all the way up here, everyone we had set up for trading has gone as well, which is a little bit irritating because I was coming up to fill up my stocks of enchanted potions because that is, as I say, by far the easiest way to repair everything. So it's kind of the way I always go about it. But we have no villager anymore. Which is really, really irritating. We've got loads of emeralds still. We've still got a load of bookcases and all of that sort of stuff. We've got a few just random resources and that from the trade and loads of different books. So we should be fine. Like if we lose anything, we've got all of the books we need to sort of get things replaced. But we really need to work on getting some more villages set up now because that is rather irritating. Wow, yeah, I really never finished this place off. One day, maybe. One day. But yeah, if we go all the way downstairs, though, because I could hear them, I think I've still got some villagers down here, so we wasn't completely purged. So what it looks like to me is... Oh, how did you get there? I didn't think I sent anyone through. I must have landed on that pressure plate at some point, but... Yeah, we've still got a couple of villagers in here. We've got one here who's ready to be cured up and changed over and all of that sort of stuff. We've still got some splash potions of weakness, so we can still do it, which is great. Did that just get destroyed? I think that just got destroyed. I could probably do with revamping this setup and making it a little bit better anyway, but that might be a project for another day. I am going to spend a little while just setting up and getting... I have so much stuff just all over the place. I really need to get that storage system set. There's so many emeralds. If you're wondering why it comes out so much here, I was having huge problems with the way that they was all spawning when I broke the minecarts. I'd basically have villagers just jumping out all over the place. So what I found was blocking all of this off actually helps, and that's also why I did it out of emerald blocks, because it reminds me. But with all of these tangents done, yeah, I really need to sort my storage system out. I'm not doing that either. Oh, interesting. Right. So I started doing a bit of work on a granite texture. I wanted to create like a more stone looking thing. Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not really the best thing in the world either. It's good as like a standalone block. And I think this could be used really easily in like a medieval context, but not so much here. Which is fine because I think I do need to make my resource pack a little bit more open than just being for this sort of Japanese world. Anyway, we need to head on back over to the Panda Sanctuary and work out what area we're going to be building up. We'll take a quick look over what we've already done as well. So I would cut, but it's going to take us a couple of seconds to get there. It's a handy thing about building everything in such a close-knit space. So yeah, last episode we worked on this really, really cool bit just here for like a little bit of a Panda Playground, and it's using our new jungle wood texture. Really, really love it. In between episodes, I did build up this little bit of a bridge there just because I felt like it made sense being there. So that's just, I think it's oak trapdoors. Yeah. So it's oak trapdoors, and we've got the jungle trapdoors along the edges for that effect, and the jungle fence posts. You know, my mind is going blank. But yeah, we've built up this entire area all the way around here, and it's all starting to look really good. The jungle fence is acting like a bit of a dried out bamboo, and I really think that just helps bring a little bit more to the area. I might chuck a few more of these things like about the place and that, but yeah, we've got all of this now. Like, it's nice and thickly covered. I thought that we may have gone a little bit overboard at one point, but actually I really am quite happy with the way that it's all looking. And then we got this nice open cliff face up here where we can just come up and there's a bit of a better view of the ocean, and there's just a view of the entire park, which is really, really cool. Oh wow, that looks so foggy. I wonder why it's got such a big fog effect. I'm actually going to fly over there real quick because I did do another bit of a texture change, and I want to sort of see what you guys think about it. So this big red bridge is now even redder. I was playing around with the texture a bit more. You can see these stripped ones, that's the original red colour that I was using on all the planks and that. But yeah, you can see on the actual planks now, like it is a much more red colour than it was before. I think it looks a lot better, but I'm just interested in what you guys think. Anyway, we're going back to the Panda Sanctuary, and I need to decide what sort of area I want to start working in now. I believe we said we're going to have a bridge over here, so it could be worthwhile getting that sort of planned out and working out exactly how this area is going to look. We'll probably pop one of these walls. So the idea of this, of course, is that it's a bit of a bamboo wall. I'm not 100% certain on this just yet, but we're going to run with it for now. So yeah, we could do like a little bit of one of them coming round a little bit there. And over here, I really wanted to fit this out with a load of bamboo. So that should look pretty good when that's all done. But yeah, we definitely want to get the bridge bit there. And I'm thinking, because it's going to be going over to this side, we're probably going to have a structure on the opposite side of the island. So it's like this entire island is just dedicated to the pandas. Anyway, I have been talking now for around about 7 minutes without making any cuts or anything. So I do believe it is time that we start doing some work. I'm going to do a little bit of planning, and I think we're going to start off just getting this wall put in, and then sort of planning about this bridge, how sort of wide we want it and all of that sort of stuff. But I need to do some trading first. So I'm going to trade, and then we're going to bridge, and it's all going to be good. Cool. So I've done a little bit of work. I've just got this little bamboo bit sorted that I said I would, which is in the bottom sort of right corner of this little sanctuary. We've got a little bit of a pathway going through here, and I actually changed up the granite block. So what I was thinking was we could have like a stone block that's actually just got dirt on it as well. And I actually really, really love the way that it's wound up looking. So yeah, that is all really cool. So yeah, this literally just carries on through. It's nice and overgrown and all of that sort of good stuff. I've put in another one of these walls here, and I've started work on our bridge. So this is going to be the main entryway into and out of the sanctuary. So I wanted to make a pretty cool looking bridge here. So in total, this is 25 blocks long. It might be 27. It's 27 or 25, one or the other. That's not really that important because these end bits here aren't going to have like a roof bit to them. So I've got a pretty cool design that I've come up with for this one. I really love the way it looks. I do need to get a couple more shroom lights, but we can sort of do that after the fact. So basically the main section of the bridge is going to be starting from here, and it's got 3 sections to it, all with 5 wide gaps in between. So what I figured was I could do a little bit of this on camera with you guys now. So literally this bit is going to come up by 2 more. Each of the pillars is going to come up by 2 more. And I'm just going to do one segment because all of them are exactly the same basically. So it's nice and simple. So we strip that down. We are going to come and grab up some dark oak trapdoors, and they are going to come along here. And that's just going to make a nice little sort of lip for us, which should wind up looking pretty good. Down here, we actually want some acacia stairs. This is just like a little bit of a flourish. So it's going to go acacia stair, and then jungle fence, just for a little bit of colour variation. Acacia stair, and then we actually need some dark oak stairs. So the dark oak stair is going to go down facing like that, and that's just going to make up a part of the roof, which will be pretty good looking in the end. I really actually love this little design I've got. So we're just going to do the same on this side here. So we're going to go down by 1 there, get that one in there, and my inventory is so full up at the moment. Yeah, so that is the general basis for it. we are going to be chucking these on here as well, and that's going to make up a part of the roof support system. And then from here, it is really simple. We're going to go like that and like that. This is with acacia blocks now, so, and then one there like that, and then we want acacia slabs. And then this pretty much makes up the entire design. Once the whole thing's sort of filled out, it should wind up looking pretty good, but what I'm gonna do is get all of this section laid out, and then we can jump in and I can show you guys how I'm gonna do the roof. Just before we do that though, let's jump down here, grab up some scaffolding, and we're gonna do the bottom supports. So from down here, we're pretty much doing a very similar sort of thing. So we're gonna have a block and a block. There's, oh yeah, I'm on scaffolding, I can't just shift. Stair, stair, and that is not facing the right way. We don't want it like that. Come over a little bit. We're going to have a stair facing that way, a stair facing that way, one stair facing that way, and a slab in there. And that's just going to give us a nice little bit of a support for this. And then basically after that, we just want to add the final support beams in. So we grab a little bit of acacia wood, strip that down for the consistency, and then I'm just using acacia fences, and we're going to come along like that and pop that one there. And from underneath, we're just going to do the same thing with the acacia fencing, and that basically gives us this side of, yeah, I should have just broken that bottom block. You can tell I'm just not used to using scaffolding. Let's grab a rocket real quick. I do not like having such a full inventory. But yeah, so you can see that is the main structure of the bridge. I'm going to go along, I'm going to get that done on all of the sides, and then we can sort of jump back in. There is one more thing I will do though. I want to add the acacia trapdoors running up the edge of the beams there, just to add a little bit of depth to it as well, and a little bit of color variation. So I will be doing that. But yeah, I'm going to get all of this built up, and then we can move on to actually doing the roof. So this is what we've got so far. I think it's already actually looking pretty damn good. Along the top here, I've come along and I've put lanterns on the middle of each of these like little fence bits we've got going on, and we're just using the jungle trapdoors there just to add like another little effect. I want this to feel fairly closed off. Once we start adding the roof in, it's definitely going to feel like that. I want to, in this block, and the same on the other side, I want to replace that with shroom lights, but we'll get to that when we've actually got some on us. But I think it is about time we started doing a little bit of work on this roof here. So doing this, we are going to be starting off from one of these blocks here on the pillars, and we're literally just going to be coming up like this. That's just a dead block, you don't need that there. We don't need this block either. All of this is pretty much going to be a little bit hollow. And then from here, we are just going to have a, what are these called? A slab. We're going to have a slab. I can't believe I forgot that it was called a slab. So yeah, just doing the same thing on the other side. And we're going to do this to every single one of the pillars. So I'm going to get that done, and then we can jump in for the next bit. So this is what you should have so far. It's a fairly simple little A-frame going on. We did add a block in there and an upside down stair directly next to that. So that's just a block directly above the 3 high acacia pillar that we had going on. Now, the next step, or the way I like to do it at least, I think we should be able to plant these on top of fence posts. Wow. Excellent Minecrafting. You know me, the absolute professional. Anyway, so the next bit that I really like to sort of get done is getting the main roofing tiling block in. So what we're using for this is the warped stairs. So all we're doing is literally coming along, and along the top 2 stairs there, we're just going to fill all of it in like this, all of the way along down there. And just on the top here, we're actually going to run a line of dark oak slabs along the top there. So I am going to go through and get all of this done. And then we can move on to the next step where we can make this look a little bit more interesting than what this is going to look at the least anyway. So now that we've got the whole roof in, we can start making this look a little tiny bit more interesting. So we are basically going to come along here like so, just doing that. And then on the inside, we're going to go up there by 2. And actually, it might be a little bit easier to do the inside first. So you go up by 2 there, and a stair. 2 there, and a stair, and then 1. And then let's come back up and out here. So we've got 1 slab there, and then we're going to just raise it up by 1 and go along by 3 and come back down by 1. And we are going to continue this pattern all of the way along here. So yeah, it should wind up looking really quite cool. Let's see if we can just land on this island and have a bit of a look. So you see it gives it quite an interesting little bit of a shape. Now we've got some little extra bits that we're going to add on to either end just to make the shape look a little bit more interesting, because you know, as it stands at the moment, it is going to be quite flat. So let's get the rest of this bit filled in. So I will do that, and then we will do the slightly more complicated end bits. So now that we've got all of that bit in, things are starting to look a little bit more interesting. But we've still got these really flat dead end bits here. And I think what the best course of action to do to begin with is to fill that in there like that. And then we are literally going to come along and I'm going to fill all of this insides in. Just because I think the blue looks pretty horrible from the inside. And then we can get started on this sort of edge piece. So let's just fill this in. So all of that's filled in now. Things are looking a little bit better from the inside there. So let's just come up here and start doing the ever so slightly more complicated bit. So we're going to come down with outward facing stairs off of each of the dark oak blocks that are there. And then we are going to create some more blocks directly underneath them. Like so. And then stair, 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 stair. And then this bit is going to come down like so there. And I'm trying to remember as I'm doing this. This might not actually be 100% right. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, we got it. So you then just curve the edges. And that gives us a fairly interesting shape. It does come down quite low. In fact, it might look a bit better if... I'm not very good at this tutorial type thing. I thought it was worth a try. Thus I have learnt that I am not so good at it. But yeah, no, that is exactly right. So essentially, we can do it from over this side. It should be a bit easier now that I actually remember exactly how to do it. So then, off of each of the full blocks, we're going to put a regular facing stair, which is then accompanied by a full block. I'm using slabs, but you can just use full blocks underneath each stair. We're then going to grab some more stairs and just repeat the same thing, and that's all looking great. We then want to bring this down by 2, this down by 2, this down by 2, and we want to bring that down by another 2, like so. And then we're going to get an outward facing stair, and then we're just going to curve the stairs inwards like this. And that is it. That is our little bridge complete, basically. I actually really like the way that it looks. So if we fly out over here, we can get a bit of a better look at it. And as you can see, it's got quite an interesting little shape to it. So let's just zoom in a little bit. And yeah, it's almost like an upside down boat, actually. I really, really do like that shape. And in fact, I might try and make a boat out of that shape. It's been a long time since I've tried to make a boat, so that could be something that we get in the world somewhere, maybe somewhere over there, just floating along. But yeah, I really, really love the way that this bridge looks. I don't think it's too complicated at all either, so yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this slightly more tutorial-y type thing. I don't think I did a very good job of it, but hey, I tried. So now that we've got a nice cool bridge in place, we need to sort of have a little bit of a look at the rest of the island and think about what we want to do. Now, we do still need to get this section closed off, because we don't want the pandas to be able to get in and out. I might have it so that they're able to travel along the bridge, but as long as they can't break free, it's fine, which is pretty cool. So we need to extend this over by one, yeah, just one more should be fine, and then probably just fill that in with grass rather than having it like this. And this bit, I'm just going to extend this stone structure just probably all the way over to the end here, actually. And that should wind up looking fine. So, yeah, let's get a little bit of a lay of the land, what we've actually got so far. So we've got all of this sort of really dense area over here with our little playground bit there. We've got another little bit of a bamboo foresty section there. So what we need to do is start thinking about coming over to this side of the island and finishing off this side. So I'm thinking this area over here is still going to be quite densely populated. I'm going to be putting in some slightly bigger trees than the fence post trees, so we'll actually create some half decent looking ones. They're not going to be huge trees, but they're just going to be a little bit thicker, which should wind up looking quite a bit better. And yeah, we're just going to keep naturalizing around this river much in the same way that we've been doing it here. And that idea is pretty much going to be following all of the way through over to here. But we do want a bit of a clearer area here where the bridge ends. So probably up to about, let's say, I'm just doing this to mark out where the clearance is. So yeah, there's going to be a bit of a clearance coming round in a sort of circle there from where the bridge is. And then it's going to go back into being fairly dense. I think I may keep this ridge bit up here a little bit clearer. So we're not going to spam it with loads of trees, and we're not going to spam it with too much bushes. But we will obviously get a little bit of grass and that going on around the place. And yeah, that should, this entire side will probably be a little bit like that, like a little bit less dense like it is over there. We want to have a little bit of a clearing up here, and I think that will be pretty much the same for this side over here as well. This level here will be fairly clear. Down here we'll probably go back into a bit of a more thick area, and that will probably carry on most of the way round. But then we've got this section here, which I don't actually remember if I showed you guys in a video, just because I'm not 100% sure on whether I like it or not. But what I thought was, because I didn't want to get rid of this gate, and I still wanted there to be some purpose for coming over to this side of the island, I thought I'd make this into like a little bit of a viewing area, so passerbys or people just walking around the island can come along, come into here, and have a look through. It's not actually going to be a way through into the sanctuary. This gap here will be completely closed off. Either that, or I might just put a door there just so that I can just have easy access in and out. But yeah, I thought it was an okay idea. I wasn't completely sold on it, but it might work. It might work. So yeah, and this is going to be a little bit clearer, and I think this is the general idea for what I want to do for this now. Which is good to have a bit of a plan. So what we can probably do is kill off some of these animals. We're going to have our little albino pandas. They're going to stay. These llamas, I hate llamas anyway. They can go. Bye-bye. Foxes, the foxes are staying. And I might let the rabbits stay as well. The rabbits can roam around here. I'm not releasing the pandas yet. I will, however, release the foxes. I did name them, didn't I? Yep. They are called Subscribe. So, let's just free them. You're free to go. Go and do whatever you want. You can stay here. You can go and adventure out onto the rest of the island. You're free. You don't need to stay anymore. Go. Be free. Be free. Well, I didn't know that this was a thing. Apparently the foxes kill the rabbits. Oh dear. Well, yeah, I guess the foxes have claimed the sanctuary for now. Man, you are evil. You're actually quite sinister, aren't you? Nah, he's still cute as hell. So now it's just the pandas and the polar bears that are locked up. You guys are free to do whatever you want. This entire island is yours. You can take it. Just don't kill my horse. That is going to bring us to the end of our episode, though. We've done a little bit of work and we've made a pretty decent plan. I've actually been really busy working on textures, which I'll go through again at the beginning of the next episode. I'm having a lot of fun building textures again at the moment. What I find quite funny is that maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago I said that I wanted to keep things a little bit more vanilla, but I think I've just gotten really into building up textures again. So yeah, at the beginning of the next episode, I'll jump in and show you guys some more of the new textures that I've made. I mean, you can see one of them now. So the bamboo here is normally a hell of a lot lighter than that, and to me, it just kind of hurt my eyes. So I darkened that up a bit, and I think I'm going to do the same for the sugarcane. I did it a little bit. I didn't want to make them quite as dark, but I think that's still a little bit too limey, too luminous green. So yeah, we'll do a little bit more work on that one. And yeah, so we've got a nice cool little bridge built up now. So this is the one way into and out of the Panda Sanctuary. And eventually we'll have a build on the other side that's going to be linked to this. But that is all great. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and we're actually using the horse for once. We never use this guy. And I will catch you guys in the next one.